Howdy folks, welcome to Just Like Moms. The only reason I'm here today is because some lady commented about my biscuits made her hungry. I made biscuits this morning and I fixed them for dinner, but they told me they was so good they ate them, so I'm getting ready to make another batch of them, and I thought I'd show you my biscuits. About a month ago I had a complaint that I didn't get them out and show them to you. So here's what they look like, and this was the one that I made by hand. It doesn't look as good. And a lady is talking to me about an iron skillet, so I made these in an iron skillet. So I'm making biscuits, but today we're having a cube steak, which I wasn't planning on taping it, so I'm going to tell you about it. What I do, I take my cube steak and I put it in my big iron skillet, which I'll show you in a little bit, and I brown it. I put a little bit of grease in it, and then I let it brown on both sides, and then we pull it out and put it on a plate after we brown it, and then we make homemade gravy with the flour and the milk, salt and pepper, and then we put the cube steak in it and cook it all day slow. I can use the slow cooker, but I like it in the iron skillets. If you notice, I do cook a lot with iron. And we're going to have mashed potatoes, and my son wants peas, and we don't have peas very often, but we love them. So we're going to have peas, and I said, oh, I'm just going to put my biscuits in the microwave. And all the boys looked at me and said, I think you better make some. So that's why I'm here. Hopefully these will turn out as good. But I use about 2 cups, a little less than 2 cups sometimes. I use 3/4 of milk. Sometimes I put a little bit more in. And I use about, how much butter would you say that is, Dylan? I use a little over a half stick of butter. I got glasses here, maybe I can see. It says I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teaspoons of butter. Or tablespoons. Sorry. And I'm going to put it in my flour. And I'm going to take my fork and I'm going to start incorporating it. And I know some of you that's been following me, you all know I tell stories about my childhood, and eventually I'll get to where I can tell the stories better, because by the time I get off here, I think of what else I should have told you all about that story. I'm still a little green. I'm nervous, definitely. Me and my husband just has a hard time getting these on downloaded, so we're still learning. But today I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my dad. My dad was, had 5 kids, worked all the time. He'd take any overtime that he could get. Of course, we'd hear him going out at 2, 3 in the morning, and he'd work the rest of the night, and then he'd work his shift all day. And sometimes he wouldn't be home 2, 3 hours, and he'd be back out. But he always made time for us. He'd get rested up, and he'd come home, and at 4:30, Mom would have dinner on the table. That was just the way it was. And if you all don't want to listen to this story, you can just fast forward it. I don't know how to tell you yet where to go to until you find where. All I'm going to do is mix this butter up, and then I'm going to put the milk in it. But if you want to fast forward and not listen, that's okay. So, but anyway, we get up on Saturdays a lot of times. My dad was a hunter, and he had bloodhounds, or hound dogs, whatever you want to call them. And He'd tell his kids, he'd say, you guys want to go hunting? Well, of course, we was all ready for that. Mom had been up since early and she'd been cooking and always took a picnic when we all went hunting. So, and we'd go out. We'd throw a few dogs in the trunk. We'd throw a few dogs in the back seat with all of us. Back then you didn't have to wear seatbelts. You might have a dog sitting in your lap wherever, because he had plenty. Had registered. He was a serious hunter. But pretty well what the reason we went was because he'd lost a dog the night before, and he was going out hunting for his dog. And so we'd all go out and we'd go play and we'd holler for his dogs. And we was supposed to count how many squirrels we seen, how many rabbits, whatever. And then we'd have our big picnic, and on our way home we'd always stop by Little Sandy if we was out that way, and we'd all go swimming. And then we'd eat again. So our parents, we really had good parents. They always had time for us. And so that's really about all I've got to say about him. As I said, he was a worker and a half. We'd play marbles, and we'd play cards with him. Well, when I got old enough, and the boys had left, my oldest brother was in Vietnam, and my other brother had got married, so he's playing cards with me. Well, as you know, I started dating Delmer at 15. I was wanting to get him a Christmas present. And so I had saved my lunch money. I said, about 50 cents. Want to play some poker, Dad? And he said, yeah, I'll play with you. So we started playing poker, and I was winning and winning. I got $3. Well, back then, that was good money. We went to bed for the next night. I got greedy. I said, hey, you want to play poker, Dad? And he said, yeah, I'll play with you. Well, me and him played for about 3 weeks. And I was up to about $40. And boy, oh, I just knew what all I was going to buy Delmer for Christmas and everything. I was just bragging. And I got enough money. Can't even remember what it was. I said, well, I'm through. So I get up from the floor, and he says, hey, Connie. He says, you want to play double or nothing? I said, well, what's that? He says, well, we'll cut the cards. He says, you can shuffle them, and you can cut them, or you can have me to cut them. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, he says, and if you win, you'll have $80. If you lose, you'll have none. And I thought, oh boy, I'm going to get to buy everybody Christmas presents this year. I said, sure, Dad. So, and my mom's over there said, now Ishmael, you better not, don't do that. He said, no. He said, I feel lucky tonight. He said, I want you to know I feel really lucky tonight. I said, oh, so would I. So we shuffled those cards. He says, I shuffled and shuffled. He said, you want to do anything? I said, nope. I said, I'm ready. He says, well, do you want to pick up yours, or you want me to pick mine up? I said, no, I want to pick mine up. And I said, then you can pick yours up. He says, oh, okay. So I picked mine up, and I see a big old queen. And I thought, oh, I've got him. I've got $80. Picks his up. He says, you ready to show him? I said, sure. And I turned mine around. He had a king. Well, so I thought I was good. I just melted right there. I just sit there. And the money was laying on the floor. He said, well, thank you for your business. And he gets my money and he leaves. Well, oh, I'm just devastated. And I hear him and Mom talking, but I can't hear what they said. He didn't give me back my money. But I can tell you to this day, I don't play poker. He brought me I don't gamble, and I don't lose. So, story all about that was he wanted to make sure I didn't get in any bad habits. So, okay. I think I got this incorporated good enough. And I'm going to put the milk in. Okay, now I'm going to pour the milk in it. As I said, hopefully these will turn out. That was sweet milk. You can use buttermilk, or you can use sweet milk. I used sweet milk this time. That's what I used this morning.
Okay,
Now this is where you gotta just mix them, fold them, and not work them too much or they'll get real stiff on you. I'm gonna mix this up and I'll be back. Okay, guys. I think I've got it mixed enough to where I can dump it out here. And as I said, it don't take a lot. I've just got to get it mixed up here because the bottom didn't have very much on it, but that's okay. Don't want a lot of flour in it. My biscuits may not look real pretty like everybody else's, but they are really good. Melt in your mouth. That lady, I appreciate her writing me and telling me that. Delmer and them likes them thick. I like them thin. So I make them thick. I like them either way. I eat a biscuit anyway they come. I don't have a cookie cutter, so I use this. I use this Hudson cream flour and the biscuit recipes right here. And that's what I use. It says to put it on 425. I think I put mine on 415, don't I?
you can put it on there.
And see, mine don't look real pretty. And I just put them in there. I think my stuff needs stirring, honey. My cube steaks. Turning them down. I know a lot of these ladies that's cooked biscuits all their life probably think so. Oh my goodness, look at hers. But I'm telling you, they're delicious. But I am going to try to go get a cookie cutter.
Biscuit cutter.
Well, biscuit cutter, cookie cutter, same thing. And closer you get your biscuits together, the more they'll rise. Delmer poured out my flour and he gave me a little bit more than what I normally use, so I may have some scraps. I'm gonna let these sit on the stove for about 15 minutes. Let them rest. Excuse me. And before I put them in the oven. And by the way, we're having dirty mashed potatoes. That's where you don't take the fillings off the potatoes. And there's my biscuits. And hopefully we'll let you know in a minute if, can you see those?
Kinda. Yeah.
And here's my Hudson flour, self-rising. And that's where, as I said, my recipe comes from. Hey guys, here's the cube steak and the gravy. We'll get this out in a minute. And there's the peas. I'm getting ready to mash the potatoes. I'll put about a half stick of butter in them. You want to look, show the potatoes how they're. And your salt and pepper to your touch. I know you probably can't see them. I'll bring them over there. Can you see them?
Yep.
And the biscuits are ready to come out. I need the milk. No, I'll leave them in. Gotta get these now. Pour it in. Now, wait a minute. No, that's not. And we'll get the biscuits out and fix a plate and let you look at it. Do you want to pull them out since you got a thing on, honey? Okay, show them my biscuits. We'll get a plate and we'll be back after. I don't know if we're on or not. Oh, okay, because he's over there poking things, so God only knows. Anyway, we'll put this stuff in a plate and let you look at the biscuits. So, we'll be back in a minute when I get a plate fixed. Okay, guys, here it is. You want to get it in there clear. The biscuit, Delmer already tasted and he says it's great. Okay, turn it off, honey. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Okay, guys, we've ate like little horses. I just wanted to go back over this cube steak with you. I don't know if you can see it, but you know, I put it in and I brown it with a little bit of grease, and I get it brown on one side, and then I flip it and get it browned on the other side, and then I set out all my pieces. Then I make my gravy, and then I sink it into my gravy, and as you can see, we've ate, and then I let it cook on low, you know, just a little bit of bubbling, simmering, and cook it all day until we get ready to eat. mashed potatoes. We ate them. Those are the dirty potatoes. And here's the only 2 biscuits that's left. I don't know what Delmer's doing. God almighty.
Close up.
But there's only 2 biscuits left. And if you like this, I'm sorry I should have showed you all of it, but I wasn't. I thought I had biscuits for tonight, so hope you enjoy it. And if you like it, subscribe, please.